Tomorrow is Easter Sunday, 2024, and the NBA season, the regular season, is winding down. So I thought that I was going to do a little NBA rant today, emphasis on maybe East Coast. Um, uh, but let me ramble, and then I'm going to ramble under the covers and show you how nice it is to do with comfortable feet. So let me go underneath the Kangapoda, and then we'll get busy. All right, let me start right away with, and look how comfortable. It's just nice to be able to hang out under the covers with comfortable feet. My feet stay at a natural right angle. Yeah, they can move a little bit. I came up with Kangapoda because when the covers are tight and I'm fighting the covers, it would lead to calf cramps for me. I never get calf cramps anymore because my feet are, there's no tension. It's comfortable, it's relaxed. All right, let's get back to this serious business. My pick out of the East, he's coming back. Ready for this? It's Philadelphia. Did you all forget about Joel Embiid? Joel Embiid, I never got to see Wilt play, okay? And Wilt played at a time when there just weren't the whole, abundance of 7-footers, and he was just marvelous. But I can't address that period. But in all the basketball that I've really seen, Joel Embiid is the most dominant player on both sides of the ball that I've ever seen. He is just a mountain of a man, and a skilled mountain of a man. What he does with his jumpers inside, he's getting better with his passing. I know he's been injured. I want to talk about this real quick. Again, this is my comfortable under the covers rant. I don't know exactly where it's going to go. I'll give it my best shot. But Joel Embiid had a torn meniscus. Unfortunately, I've had too many knee things over the years. So let me explain it. And I understand when you're very young, they might try to stitch together and repair the meniscus. But for most of you, let me explain. A torn meniscus is like having a hangnail, but in your knee. And a hangnail can be really uncomfortable. For those, a real hangnail, it's really uncomfortable. And what they do is they go in there and they snip off the hangnail and they just file, they just trim it. So for those of you who are worried that Joel could do further damage, I think you're missing it. It's not like it was a tendon repair, or it's not like he broke a bone. He had a hangnail snipped in his knee and let the inflammation come down, and now he's coming back. And by the way, the other thing that no one talks about, but I'm going to talk about it right now, is the Olympics are this summer, and it's going to be a big deal. The Olympics, all of the best are going to play. It's so important, and Joel wants to be up to speed for the Olympics too. So he's coming back, and Philadelphia, Maxey has held everything down without him. They're a good team, a young team, and no one can handle Joel Embiid. So they're my pick out of the East. I'm going to keep going through the East and on my rants all over the place. Okay. Next, Miami. And again, no order here. Miami's just so tough. It's just great watching Miami. And right now, Jimmy Butler's pacing himself. Bam Adebayo's been awesome. They might not be big enough ultimately, but they're real good. And their pickup of Terry Rozier was perfect. They must be thanking their lucky stars they didn't get Damian Lillard. I mean, it would have cost them, and as we're seeing even in Milwaukee, and I'll sashay to Milwaukee, I may as well next. Damian Lillard doesn't know what it takes to really win. Maybe he does, but Terry Rozier has been a wonderful fit. All right, I'm going to move along. Orlando, not enough leadership. They're not going anywhere. Cleveland, I'm going to get to Boston. Oh, Boston. I'll tell you something. I know what they've done in the regular season, except Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have been together a long time. They really have at this point. And they haven't figured out how to get over the hurdle. And we keep saying this will be the year, this will be the year. I don't know. And by the way, Terry Rozier was once upon a time Celtic. Smart was a Celtic. The real toughness, a lot of it's gone. They're a good team. I don't trust them. Next, Indiana. This is interesting. Halliburton, remember where he came from? He came from the Light the Beam, Sacramento. And they split up De'Aaron Fox and Halliburton. And by the way, both teams benefited. The Kings are better with Sabonis, and certainly Indiana has a floor leader. But it leads me to, and I don't know where Indiana could go. But they're an exciting team. They're a fast-paced, exciting team. I don't think they can really do a lot of damage yet, but they're a fun team. But the splitting them up leads me to Cleveland. Cleveland, what don't you get? And by the way, this has nothing to do per se with Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell, you're great. By the way, my feet are so comfortable, and I will continue. I just want to let you know. I'm hanging out, I'm talking with relaxed feet, but I could be watching TV with a remote control. I could be texting, I could be reading, which is what I'm doing right now. I want to point it out. Cleveland, what don't you understand? Cleveland, you were the progenitors. You had that big line. You indicated to everyone that positionless basketball didn't really mean small. Actually, positionless basketball is really an acknowledgement that the bigs have become so skilled now that going big is the answer, right? Larry Markkinen, Jared Allen, your other big man, Evan Mobley. Big. It was so exciting. And what did you do? First of all, it showed you had no clue how good Larry Markkinen is. So you trade the guy, and he's just awesomely talented and has a wonderful inside and outside game, and he's a good dude. Trade him. Colin Sexton, young bull, you trade him? Just give him away. He's tough as nails. He scores 20 plus points. He rebounds, he assists. And Ibaji shoots. We don't know enough about him yet, but he was a great talent. He was an early draft pick. Gave him away. Plus, you give away 3 first-round picks, 2 pick swaps. You're out of your minds. And again, it's not per se looking at Donovan Mitchell. He's a great player. But what did you do? You gave all of this away to have 2 guards. Don't you understand? 2 classic guards doesn't work. You're never going to win. Let me keep my ramble. Comfortable feet. Continue my ramble. So I talked about splitting up Halliburton, splitting up Fox. But come on, we've seen this show. You had to split up Lillard and McCollum. You can't win with 2 guards. You're seeing it in Atlanta. DeJounte Murray and Trae Young. You can't have 2 classic guards. And you're going to bring it in and pair them with Garland, Donovan Mitchell and Garland? I mean, so you're going to go tiny now. We thought you understood where the game was going with big, and instead you went small and you paid all of that money. By the way, getting rid of Kevin Love, paying him off, one of the best rebounders too. Rebounding is a skill. Schmendricks, what's wrong with you there? And by the way, Evan Mobley, at least as of this moment, I have no clue. He doesn't have a go-to move. He doesn't have great footwork. He doesn't have an outside shot that's reliable at all. He can't really stop and pop. I'm not sure what you see. Oh, he can go out and defend wings. Whoa, yeah, boy. And the Cavs did, sorry for the whole Cavs rant. Well, I'll keep moving right now. Knicks. Good for this Knicks team. Good for this Knicks team. They're exciting. They're brash. They play like a team. They play great defense. Brunson is just an amazing, amazing talent. He's just phenomenal. What did he score last night? So 62 points or whatever he scored last night. I know it wasn't a loss. They've been ravaged by the injuries. It's real tough. My feeling is they won't be able to do it this year because they're just too many injuries. But it's tough to see because they made some great moves and they're really poised. Stephen A. Smith, bring Donovan Mitchell and pair him with Brunson. Stop it! And I know a fallacy in logic is ad hominem. You're like ad nauseum. Stop it! And you just get louder and louder. You can't put two guards together. And by the way, just as an aside, the Cavs are better when Donovan Mitchell plays alone as really the lone guard, not with Garland. Okay. All right, I have two final things, and then we'll say Happy Easter. We call it a day. Again, reminding it's so nice to have comfortable feet under the covers. It really is. You can't do this. I couldn't even do this without the Kagapone. It would just be uncomfortable. You'd see me moving. Instead, I'm just hanging out. Okay. Victor Wembanyama. I think the big thing with Victor Wembanyama is I got it. He's huge. Huge is important in basketball. It's half the battle. For those of us who grew up playing the game and stopped growing, we know you're not going to go anywhere if you're not big enough. Most of us. And you better be unbelievably athletic otherwise. But the big question for Victor Wembanyama is, what position do you play? It's going to be a big thing, in my opinion, because he's really not yet big enough to bang, and he doesn't bang yet the way that even Chet Holmgren bangs. I see he can handle, but can he really handle? It's a big thing. They got to figure out, because you're going to build a team around him, I guess, but I don't know what his position is yet. Okay. Here's my final thing. The MVP is easy for me. It's Luka Doncic. It's Luka the Don. It's not even close, actually. And I got it. Say Gilgeous he's having a wonderful year, and the team is wonderful. He's terrific, and I got it. 40 games. There's so many stats. 40 games of 30 points. That's wonderful. Every other number skews in Luka's favor. I mean, what this man does night in and night out, it's miraculous. I mean, near triple doubles, but he just orchestrates. He's leading the league in scoring. And I'm going to throw an interesting way of coming at Luka Doncic for you. Kyrie Irving has kept his mouth shut. First time. You know why? Because Luka is that good. He can't say anything. Even with LeBron, he grumbled. Boston, the whole stink off. Harden and Durant on the Nets, it was a problem. He just won't shut up. He has to keep his mouth shut because Luka is that good. So that's it. My ramble. Happy Easter, everyone. Thank you. Thumbs up for feet up. This is Hal Mintz from Kagapota. Peace.